Hi, it's me, it's Monica, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very personal subject, and that is my age. I get asked at least once a day by somebody online, like, how old are you? And I talked about it in my previous video, and I'm going to mention it again here because I just think it's funny because like I could be wrong, but somebody asking me my age, like I doubt at this point in my life somebody is even remotely considering that maybe I might not be of legal age. Here in the state of California, it's 18. I cannot imagine that somebody sees me, my videos, hears me talking, interacts with me at all, and is like, oh my God, I gotta make sure that she's over 18 so I don't get into trouble, right? I even say on all my stuff that I'm married. So, I mean, obviously I must be older than 18. So people ask me about my age. It can't be that, right? It can't be like, oh, let me make sure that I'm not going to get in trouble for talking to this person, or maybe talking to them about bad things or dirty things I shouldn't be, which I get. Like, I mean, right? I mean, obviously, all of us want to double check and make sure, but it's just so weird to me that it's like almost every person that I first meet, through social media. How old are you? What's your age? It's like one of the first questions, and I don't know if it's like a social thing or if it's just like they don't know what to ask me, so they ask me. And so here's my thing, if you will, of why it's kind of a, I'm going to say a weird or odd question, but why it's kind of a double-edged question, if you will, for me. So about 5 or 6 years ago, when I first started posting as Monica on the internet, right? Let me go back a little bit further than that. I had an AOL account. In 1994, I bought my first computer. So, this might be one of those things that's kind of weird to you kids coming up nowadays, especially you younger ones. But um, when I was in junior high, I got an Atari computer. Now, this is one of those computers that was just a keyboard that you hooked to your TV, not a game system, an actual computer that you did, code on. And I would code games into it, using a magazine, and you do like 10, 20, like 30, 40 of the lines, right? And basically, it was a computer that, somebody bought for me. It was like somehow weird, like somebody gave it to my dad and he gave it to me. It was like kind of the Commodore 64 era computer, right, at that time. And I had that for a few years, and finally it just got to where like it was just so old I couldn't do anything on it anymore, and I just, whatever. Through high school, I actually used a word processor, a Smith Corona word processor that my grandparents bought me so that I could do my essays and term papers. It was basically like an electronic typewriter with a screen so that like it would save it and then print it out instead of you having to type it live. But literally, I did not have a computer. The first time I got a real like PC, Windows PC, was in 1994. I was 20. Oh my God, I was 20. And I bought the computer myself, right? So my parents never bought me a computer. I was 20 years old and I bought my first computer. 20 years old, it was a Compaq. And I set up an AOL account. And the reason I went back and told you all about that is that's actually the first time I went online as Monica. So started dressing when I was 4. I really knew like I was trans, not necessarily like just binary, like, gender wise. Very early, but there was no internet. Like we had BBCs and message boards and stuff like that, but I was not like on the internet talking about being Monica till I was about 20 years old, in 1994. And I set up the AOL account. I set up an AOL email address and was on there chatting as Monica. But I kind of did that for a while and then kind of fell off of it. And then like when social media happened, like back in the MySpace days, I set up a MySpace account that like I never used. Not long after that, I set up a Twitter, as my male self, and never used it. Same thing with Facebook. Like I set up a Facebook account as my male self, and like I didn't use it for like 2 years. But it kind of started taking off, and I kind of started using it. And then so finally at one point, I started using social media as Monica. And so this is like about 5 or 6 years ago, right? So at this point, there's no pictures of me out there. There's no videos of me out there, as Monica. And so basically, I kind of was posting pictures of other people, not pictures of me when I first started. And eventually I started kind of posting pictures of me from here down, right? So like you couldn't see my face, like in my early Instagram account days and things like that. And then finally, I started, doing my face with sunglasses so you couldn't really see me. But in those very early days, I was honestly very, very worried and very, very nervous that like it would be so easy for somebody who knew me, who didn't know about Monica, who knew me as my male self in my male life, to run across me. And so I lied about my age. I lied about my birthday when I set up those accounts. And so basically, based on the age that I gave people when I first set up my social media accounts, today, right now, I would be 39 years old. I had in my mind that somehow somebody, if they happen to run across my account and see my face with my sunglasses, or see my clothes, or see the background in my house or whatever, like they wouldn't be able to ID me, you know what I mean? And let alone if they saw my actual birthday or my actual year that I was born, that like they'd really be able to ID me. And it's been 6 years, and I have not had a single person that I know outside of my Monica life, in my male life, work, family, anybody. I've not had a single person run across me, for as much as I am out there right now. I've never had anybody run across me. But so I wanted to make a video because people ask me about my age. And so if you look at my Facebook profile, you look at some of these things, you're going to see on there, it says that I'm 39, and it's actually not true. So I wanted to make a video to tell everybody kind of why. I'm 45. So from here on out, if anybody asks me how old I am, I'm going to be truthful, and I'm going to tell you that I am 45 years old. In August, I will be 46. And so August of 2020, I will be 46. And so I just wanted to make a video to, not to say come clean, but kind of explain that. Explain why, maybe you might see somewhere it says I'm 39, but if you ask me, I'm going to say I'm 45. It's weird, Facebook, like they don't let you update dates, or they think like, kind of flags like, oh, this must be a fake person, they changed their birthday. And I just don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to run the chance of losing my accounts or anything. So I'm just going to leave the dates as they are. And just, when you ask me, hey, Monica, how old are you? I'm going to say I'm 45. So I love you all. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening to me rant about how old I am and like why I lied about it. I honestly didn't mean to lie about my age. Like it wasn't, I want to appear younger than I actually am, or seem younger than I actually am. It literally was, I thought, if I used a different date and year, that if anybody might be suspect that like, oh my God, I know who that is, like it would throw them off. Kind of stupidly, I used one of my ex-girlfriend's birthdays, which some people might actually know me, like know her, and like go, oh, that date, oh, that's totally him, that's her birthday. I don't know why I did that, just totally stupid, right? But so anyway, I should have just picked like some random day that like meant absolutely nothing to me or anybody I know, but I didn't. I'm quirky and weird and date based like that, nostalgic like that, if you will. So I love you all. If you've watched this video to the end, bless you for doing so. Thank you for doing so. I hope you enjoyed kind of me talking about my age. Reach out to me in the comments. Tell me, like, have you lied about your age? Why have you lied about your age? Do you do it so you seem younger, or was it something weird and stupid like I did to try to throw people off of my trail so they couldn't discover who I really was? Just one of those things, right? But I'd love to hear from you about that if you've done something like that. So I love you all. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you for watching my video. Feel free to reach out to me, subscribe, click the bell, DM me, hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, VK, YouTube, Instagram, any of those platforms. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching my video.